Hello everyone and welcome back to the ESEA LAN playoff tournament where the very four best teams in North America have gathered down in Dallas to go for that grand prize of $14,000 and the ever-coveted LAN trophy. I am Bloodsire, and joining me of course is the man with the smoothest and sexiest voice. I'm talking of course about Admirable. What's going on, buddy?
Say what? I'm your hype man. I'm just here to make crazy noises and say unintelligible things about North American TF2, but it's been a blast so far, man. We're only in the doldrums here, like the worst games of the tournament, some would say, but we make them the best games. Am I right, brother?
You are so right. You have no idea. Of course, earlier we brought you the first versus the fourth seed. That was it over We Love Anime. They won in two maps by a score of 10-2 across both maps. Now we are bringing you the second seed Mixup versus the third seed Lost in Translation. We have Mixup over on, well, I guess we'll find out what color they're on when they go live. But why don't you go ahead, Admirable, and run us through one of the rosters while the teams are adding up here. You can choose.
Oh, I'll take the easy one. I'll go for classic Mixup. And I know there's been a little bit of class switching about here, so we'll just go with what I have in my notes and hope that I'm right. We got Harblue, the legendary medic. He of the red shirt. He's going to be playing medic here in this roster. TLR is his pocket, I understand. Seagull going to be roaming. That was the part of the switch up from earlier in the season. Platinum will be playing the demo man. I'm curious to see, will I see any loose cannon action? And then you've got Enigma and Squidder on Scout. And as I read in some great article series from some guy, Italian-American fellow, he said that Enigma has set for perhaps the first season to be the main Scout. He's no longer the cleanup guy. He's here making plays, and that's what I'm curious to see.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Enigma definitely coming to his own as the lead scout. He's got the backup in Squidder now, so he's got the leash is off, as I like to say. But over on the blue team, we'll get it quickly. Lost in Translation. They have Sezco and Decimate on the scout class. Of course, they will have Alpha being their medic. Over on the soldier side, we're going to have Mela the roamer and Smacka the pocket. And of course, on Demo Man, that's Bodonsky. And they also have some roster changes, but they're pretty used to them by now. Those changes happened earlier on in the season when Bodonsky had to go Demo Man, switching off of Scout. And then they picked up Sezco. But Sezco turned out to be a diamond in the rough. A very, very talented player, going huge, especially in the later matches during the season. So we can expect him to have some big things. And we're going to need him to have some big plays. Because Lost in Translation are definitely the underdogs in this match. Mixups are the favorite to win by far. So we'll see if any of the LAN ping plays into the play from either teams. We do see now 12 are in the server. We're going to get ready to go live soon.
Look at these guys trying to throw me off my game, man. There's Alpha, Fake Nick, and it's Pascal. Sky High, that must be Squidder. Do they think I'm a chump? Some sort of amateur? I'm going to fall for that? What do I call them? I don't even know. Should I use their common name or the actual names they're using in game? You know, this is a real quandary for me, man.
I'm gonna use their common names, and like you, I'm not gonna fall for their aliases here. It did throw me off a little bit when I was trying to figure out or trying to recall the medic name for Lost in Translation. I knew it was Alpha the entire time, but I was searching around the list and I saw Pascal. Alpha likes to alias as Pascal, and sort of tribute to Pascal. So good for him, but it's Alpha. And Squidder, in his first LAN appearance, I believe, deciding to go with the Sky High moniker instead of Squid. So maybe a change of name is just what he needs. But he was playing quite well, so I don't know why.
Is it sort of the ritual? You know, it's like, I've been playing trash for the past few days. Got to change up my name, change up my interp.
It's either that, or it's because he's consumed copious amounts of life-altering products, but so he is flying sky high right now. I think possibly there might be some YouTube videos via Shade on that. Have to get to that later. But setup classes going live soon. The white text of glory, it comes as a prerequisite to the green text of awesomeness. I'm gonna let you take the first middle when we get going live here, Admirable. So throw it away to you.
This is the part that always screws us up. We had our first ESEA season in Europe and it's like, what? They're going to reset it 3 times? I'd already done my rollout 3 times, but Here we go on to the first middle. I'm going to watch a demo man because I'm European, and Badonsky is just such a great name to say. He's coming straight out of the house, took the kit, and he's faster, gets the early damage there, but actually eats a sticky himself. And Platinum put back onto the train. Huge bomb there from Seagull straight onto Badonsky, no doubt on Platinum's info, following up on that damage. Lit find themselves 3, no 4, 5 men down as Mixup just power across middle, having taken out that demo man, taken out that area control. Excellent middle play right there.
Yeah, and both dead members on the Mixup owe their spawn times to Seska, who had a nice kill onto the soldier and a nice flank onto Platinum, the demo man. So the only frags for the red team going to him right now. We do see that the blue team have already gotten on their high horses and climbed the spire. They're in top lobby, ready to come in from the drop-down window area. In the meantime, Pascal is just, that's Alpha. Oh, I did it. I fell into his plan. Alpha getting his Uber up just now. We do see that the red team are running a pyro, and both teams are at 100% Uber, ready to have the first Uber of this matchup.
TLR walked up to the window there. I think he probably saw the pyro if they haven't heard it yet. Oh, there's a frag though. Sesko gets beat out bottom left on the defending perspective. It's actually just Platinum and Harblu with all the heals down there, so there's no heals for the rest of Mixup, but they're not getting into the fight, and this is smart play. Platinum's going to drop onto the point, force the Uber pop there from Alpha, and well, the spawns just couldn't come in time. They'd already got the frags as the Uber faded. They were going to lose that point pretty quickly.
Yeah, very strange turn of events there. We had 2 members of the defending team die before the Uber ever came in, excuse me, and sort of just got the ball rolling for the blue team. They were able to cap. Going to take a look at the mid number 2. I'm taking a look at TLR, the pocket for Mixup this time. See what he gets going. He is going Valley right now with his medic, getting ready for his jump. Here comes onto the train. He sees the red demo man die in front of him, so all is well. Red team strong on the point right now. They have strong point presence. Actually capped the point before Mixup ever got out there. Tyler right now, good the air shot onto Smacka. Some pocket on pocket action. Now here comes the blue team getting a whole string of frags. The blue power class is going crazy. Mela taking down the blue medic though, so a nice strong exit frag from him. He's able to steal the Uber advantage, or what would have been an Uber advantage, away from Mixup.
And Badonsky and Reese up there as his medic dies on main, obviously getting that forward spawn, but unable to save Alpha. And I just really loved the Mixup focus fire there. They did that closet push, but Seagull did a sick double jump up high, straight over the head of Badonsky, landed a rocket, and as soon as that rocket hit, Enigma was straight through with the meat shot, and they just seem to be taking him out with aplomb on both middles so far. Right now though, a little bit of a stalemate here as both medics are back on the field. Alpha finds himself at an Uber disadvantage, but no Uber up yet for Harblu, so they don't want to commit until they have that charge through that meat grinder of a choke point.
Yeah, the only one watching the flank side for the defending red team, lost in translation right now, is Mela, the roamer. And you would imagine Mela's got to get up to try to get some popping of the Uber going. And actually, we're going to have Mixup elect to go aggressive over on the diagonal side. And Mela was in the right position to pop the Uber. So he gets the Uber pop. The blue team are now swarming into the red lobby. They are trying to fight that demo man. TLR's got his shotty out, trying to do all that he can. In the meantime, Alpha has backed it up. He is at 69% Uber. He is calling medic because he wants to heal somebody and try to get that Uber. Maybe have some chance to defend Spire here. Red guys are down 2. Some of them are very hurt, and the Spire is going to go for the blue team right now. As red team are getting their Uber and they're pushing out onto the gray. Mixup has to play this tentatively. They need to back out and make sure they don't get caught by this Uber, as we are having faces being spammed in the stream chat. And the red Uber is coming in onto the middle point and popped.
Yeah, Alpha gonna lead here, bringing in Smackdown on that pocket roll, and bomb in there from Platinum. Seagull as well goes down. They're just throwing players at this Uber. Harblu is yet to even get his yet, but they managed to turn it into a 4-on-4 game, and Uber advantage for Harblu. It's going to be all on TLR to take this charge in, but the positioning from Lost in Translation is good. They have exited the vicinity of Choke. They're all the way back to the lobby now. They have a choice to defend from Trash to try and make up to the balcony. They don't have time to get up top, so they're going to try and do as much damage as possible to force here. TLR does a little jump, but leaves his medic exposed. Denies Sesko and Decimate, though. That's 2 scouts down. Nice defense of the Uber charge there. Harblu on 60, not even slightly flustered.
Yeah, Hardblue dropped down to 50 HP at one point, but he was living large, didn't really care. He's like, I got 50 more health points here. You're going to have to do harder than that. Try harder than that. So we see he has climbed, and he is now in the lobby with his full the full 5 members of his team. And they have the Uber ready to go. They have allowed Alpha and teammates to get their Uber up, though, so we will see another Uber versus Uber battle. Hopefully, lost in translation, don't make the mistake they made last time and drop 2 members before the Uber battle even begins. That would just be a tragedy. You see right now the blue team is strong over on the right side, and they're ready to go.
Yeah, again we see Platinum trying to work for frags here, bottom right. I think that Lost in Translation have learned their lesson from that previous time when Sezco went down, but it's actually Enigma who's first to fall here. That might have been a tactical death. He may be switching up to an off class, and immediately Mixup are going to show respect to Lost in Translation, backing all the way off the spy here, going to use the defense positioning to full effect. Like, it's real hard to push if you can't catch a team in lobby. They just sit back and spam you. They can buy so much time. Enigma's back on the field, and he has opted to stay scout. No jiggery pokery going on here, man.
I've been biting my lip the entire time because this is a classic example of the reverse pick. You lose, and here it is. You lose a guy on purpose, and then you back up just a little bit to a defensive position. You bait the other team out, you take away their Uber, and you sneak somebody in and cap. It's exactly what Mixup did. It's a classic play from classic Mixup, and fell right into that trap. As we take a look at the third middle of the match, I'm watching Platinum right now, who is on Demo Man. He elects to go house. He sees another Demo Man at window, so spams a sticky onto him, and a lot of the Lost in Translation team is over in Valley, so he's got some pipes and some stickies flying through the air, puts a pipe onto a soldier being backed away by a scout, finds the combo outside of the cubby. Sezco actually in the meantime going very big, so I'm going to switch it over to somebody on the red team, taking a look at Decimate actually, who is dismaying the blue team over at the choke. Red team are trying to push through that cubby right now, and we see Decimate is trying to sure up. Oh, and he sees a scout. That is Squid. He's actually being a nuisance. Can somebody kill Squid? Squid opening up the doorway for the rest of his team. Things looked like it was going Lost in Translation's way, but Decimate got a little bit flustered with who to shoot, and that allowed Squidder to get in, do all sorts of damage, and mix up now with the 90%, 100% full Uber charge of taking middle.
Yeah, I was watching the whole Mela perspective to it. I mean, like, couldn't get much done other than draw eyes, but right there, that last engagement, the 3-on-3, I mean, Smack pushes out of the closet into like one of the hardest areas to fight scouts on that train. There's so many places where your rockets disappear, and there's the height advantage, and couldn't get the damage done, didn't make it count, didn't make his buff count. Got cleaned up by the superior scout positioning there from Mixup when they managed to take that middle and push on Get Spire for free. They still have 50% Uber advantage. And they have all the time in the world here to wait for these 2 spawns to come in. They might even still be able to push before the charge comes up, but it's an aggressive hold right here from Lost in Translation. They want to make something happen, try and use their man advantage to get the foresight, but there's Mela going down on entry to the stickies of Platinum, and the Ubers will be equalised, and Mela will be back on the field, no doubt, to hold on to last. But there's a cat amongst the pigeons here as Mixup sent a scout through balcony. Decimate goes down to Enigma, and now it's Lost in Translations who find themselves looking a little bit shaky right now. The pressure from bottom right comes in, the Uber's popped off, and Pascal is sort of in a tough position here. Whenever the Uber fades, he's going to be on the floor, he needs protection, but they can't control the high ground. 2 players down, no Demo Man. This is looking grim right now for Lost in Translation.
Yeah, not looking good. Decimate coming in big though. I'm gonna switch it over to him, see what he can get going. He's already taken out 2. He sees the medic, runs into him. Oh, not enough time. The players on the capped it just fast enough before Decimate could kill them. Nice valiant effort, but already we are at the half there, and a very nice execution of the forward hold by Lost in Translation, allowing themselves to get Uber to try to defend, but then they made that mistake they made earlier where they dropped 2 guys before the Uber fight even came in. It's very hard to fight 4v6. As we can see, they are now down 3 rounds to none as we enter the half.
Yeah, really impressive so far from Classic Mixup. They just seem to have a lot of little plays, you know, straight out of the playbook. Little things that are going on, staying on middle. They just seem to be largely in control, and as we expected, I suppose, the superior team. Hopefully we can see a little bit of a fight back here, but you know, Badlands is perhaps one of those maps that is most punishing against a team that's better than you, because you know, it's the map that everybody has played to death. You can play it blind, instinctively.
That's exactly right, as we are all readied up in the green text of awesomeness. As I have a side monitor, by the way, and out of the corner of my eye, I just keep seeing Platinum's face being spammed in Twitch chat. So shout out to the Twitch chat. We are entering the fourth middle right here. I'm taking a look at Mela, the roamer for Lost in Translation. He is bombing the enemy's train, sees a whole lot of enemy presence on his train, so he's going to bomb over to there, put some good damage onto the Mixup members. Look at them, a lot of them are in the red health. Health is far better for Lost in Translation right now, but they need to make sure they can capitalize. The scouts for Mixup are going strong. They take down 2 decimates, going to get a double kill onto 2 members himself. I'm taking a look at him, gets a bead on this, I believe that's Squitter. It's an enemy scout regardless. It was Enigma, so he's going to get helped out by Smacko, who takes him out with a rocket. So we have a middle win for Lost in Translation. 4 members down for the red team, but Horblue stayed alive, so he has retained the Uber for the red team, which is going to be big. We're going to have a pop, actually. Don't know where that is. That's in-house over on the flank of the red team side. Both Ubers were popped.
Yeah, TLR and Horblue were sort of trapped behind the enemy lines. They had to Uber to escape back to the red side. They have made it out. And the mayhem continues after Lost in Translation picked up a strong middle there. They find themselves just washing up against this red wall here on Spire. They have been unable to get the frags. Now it's just Badonsky and Smacker trying to make it out, trying to keep a few players up here to just slow down this red tide. But back to that middle, like, just something I want to say. Lost in Translation, you called it, man. So many of those classic Mixup players were super weak, and you know if that was Mixup against the roles were reversed, they would have just hammered home, cleaned up, but they hesitated for a second, man. They've got too much respect for these guys. If Lost in Translation want to be contenders, they need to take those chances, man. They need to get those wipes.
That's exactly right. They need to recognize the damage that they're doing and move as a unit, move as a team, and get things going. Right now, we do see a little bit of action from Mela trying to get going in the house right now. The Uber up, though, for the red team is going to be popped off a patio, and they're bombing in very quickly. Tyler over onto Alpha, takes him out with a rocket. Now we have both scouts. They are caught out in the forward spawn. ×2 is on the point for Mixup. It is all Mixup right now. 2 down still for the blue team, who spun up Mela, but they're not going to have their medic. They're not going to have heals for another 2 seconds, as Horblue is going to end up with about a 35% advantage.
Yeah, just as I'm talking about having a little less respect for your opponent, there they go and get punished, misreading that situation. The big Uber advantage. Alpha really out of position there. Like, he was probably the guy furthest forward in that play when the rest of his team were hanging back trying to defend from the reset from the balcony. He was an easy pick there for Mixup, and these guys don't miss their shots. He's a dead man, and the Uber advantage continues here for Horblue. They have charged, they're working their way up through the balcony. They want to get caught off by any lobby aggression that we saw earlier. They're in position now, and they still have a good 15 seconds to push here. They have to decide how they want to do it. They're going to bring it down onto lower. The Uber is popped off. They're going to flash a scout onto the point as well. No, he actually goes up right side. They're going to try and focus that right flank. TLR jumping up finds Mela, but he's also traded for a scout there. It turns into a 3-on-3, and the point is pretty well protected right now. You have to feel like Lost in Translation are going to hold on here, Bloodsire.
Yeah, it's Decimate and Badonsky trying to lock it down. But Badonsky was very hurt, had to duck back into spawn to get his health up. But they were able to be enough. We have Decimate hunting the red demo man. That is Platinum, just a little bit, but it's dismayed by those sticky bombs. And I don't believe Lost in Translation have a window to push out here. They did have to stay back and defend that last point. In the meantime, Mixup have spawned up their 6 players. Negligible Uber advantage for the Lost in Translation team right now, but they don't care. It looks like they are getting a little bit antsy, want to push out a little bit, and this is dangerous because as before we saw when they pushed out a little bit, Mixup were ready to take them and turn the table around on them and backhap. So if Lost in Translation try to get something going, they need to make sure that they don't just drop bodies. Looks like the Admirable that they are just setting up a forward spawn. They don't want to let Mixup come into their lobby for free.
Yeah, they sort of showed their hands here early. Like, one of the real powers of the forward hold is that you can catch people by surprise. If you walk up to the balcony and start shooting people, that's pointless. Like, you want to wait till they've like peeked in, then they're dead. But again, like, I don't know how the NA meta game works. Sorry for using that word. But both medics spawned at the same time. That was an opportunity for Alpha to go crits if he wanted to try and take control of the game, try and dictate the pace, but they decided to play Uber here and sit back against a Mixup team who are just pretty excellent at pushing. They've already taken 3 rounds. Why would you want to continue to try and hold on to last when you could try and, you know, make a play? But it is Uber versus Uber right now. And again, Platinum really favouring this lower right side. He's trying to get some cheap picks here, and he could get one because Decimate is on Sniper. He needs protection right now from Mela, who is himself taking a lot of damage and goes down. But Sky High just slightly got caught out there by Mealer's rockets, but Platinum did get his man at least. That was the pick he was looking for, I suppose.
Yeah, very strange play from Mixup. They are overloading on that right side, trying to bait a pick. It seems to be their MO for the way to push into Badlands. They're getting a pick by baiting that lower right side, and it's worked for them a few times. You do see now that both teams are at full strength, and the Mixup team has switched it over to the window side, the strong side for holding. There's a sniper over on the blue team, and a sniper actually spawned up for the red team, and I'm going to take a look at him. The red sniper, that is Squitter. He is pushing up. Looks like he's going to climb and try to snipe down the left alley where the combo likes to hold. Nope, he's going to think better of it. He's going to get his buff and snipe down the main alley. So he's scoping up here any second, getting that full charge, taking it for a walk, as I like to say. Doesn't see anybody, so he's just going to hold on to it. I'm going to switch off him, take a look at the blue sniper, who's got a lane down the left entrance, trying to catch somebody on that stair. Sees that scout, doesn't go for him, waiting for somebody more important to climb those stairs. So neither sniper doing much of anything, and both teams right now are basically relying on them to get some sort of a pick. Especially the red team, who have... Whoa, and there's the pick! I switch off Sesko, and he gets it onto a Seagull, the roamer for the red team, so that opens it up. If the blue team can get another pick off of this, they will have the door open for them to push.
Yeah, looks like they're gonna go for it. They're being very methodical here, though, checking for stickies, checking for ninjas, and oh, they're just gonna give it up. They're gonna go back. They don't feel they have enough of an advantage. One thing I want to say, just theory crafting, man. You're the blue team here, you're defending. You see the demo man is pushing you like on your bottom left all the time. Just push top, get those frags in the lobby for free. There's no stickies, you can just walk out with your combo if you want and avoid those players bottom left. But maybe they'll figure it out eventually or try something to mix it up here. But I think Platinum is definitely leaving his team exposed, like when he's making that play with the demo man.
I agree with you. As we see, there is a sniper battle between the blue sniper and Squitter. But I agree with you. Platinum is overloading on that right side, and I was thinking the exact same thing. The whole top middle is pretty left open for anybody to sneak in and do all sorts of havoc. But we do see now that the blue team trying to defend still. They have gotten a pick onto a Seagull, who is about to spawn up. And things are still just playing very slowly. Like I said, both teams with that sniper have to sort of wait for their sniper to get something going here. I'm taking a look at Squitter, who's once again aiming down the main area, just trying to take it for a walk and see if he can pick anybody. Sees a scout peek for a little bit, going for him again. Is he going to shoot? He does get the shot off. Doesn't get the kill. Now it's a sniper versus sniper battle. I believe that's Decimate. Nope. Nope, it's Sesko actually on sniper. I'm surprised Decimate isn't sniping, and actually Squid is going to take down Sesko. So that is the pick that Mixup has been waiting for. They have the man advantage. Here comes the push from them. They are going lower with it, and the red Uber is popped. It's getting right onto the enemy combo. Squeagle is going to take down Mela. The blue Uber has been popped. Better for the blue Uber, but numbers by far in favor of the Mixup team, who have reevaluated it, backed up just a little bit. They're going to re-push this any second.
Yeah, there was a... Oh, it looks like they're going to try and commit to the point right now. They have the man advantage, only 3 up right now, 4 lost in translation, and on the repush Mixup are going to get it. But even during that Uber, there was a real opportunity. All the stickies on the point have been pushed over to one side. Anybody that wanted to play it could have had time there, but they had a plan. They executed it, and they're going to make it 4-0 here in what is looking like a whitewash, although it's been extended by all these last holds. God damn it.
Yep, we are on the mid number 5, and already I'm taking a look at a Seagull who's on the red team on his own train. Gonna go for a late bomb, eats a whole lot of spam, and actually gets cleaned up in the end by May. Let's switch off of him. Taking a look at Enigma right now, who's on the hunt, gets cleaned up as well. Squitter's got 9 HP, trying to get something going. Everybody on Mixup is falling. A strange round for the Mixup team, and not what we're used to seeing. It's a very convincing win, 4 loss in translation. Keep their medic up, only lose their roamer Mela. Already they have presence on the Spire. They're leaving a scout back to cap the middle point, trying to get as much of advantage in territory as they can off that middle win. Have their Uber up and already pushed into Labio. And Mixup is up there. We're actually going to see the blue team catch out Harblue. Harblue put down to 74 HP. They didn't commit on Harblue, deciding to go for the frags instead. I get it. I guess they didn't cap Spire, so they decided to turn around. But I would have liked to see them at least kill Harblue with that.
Yeah, they had Platinum isolated on the balcony. He fell to the shotgun, but now they're fighting 2 battles at once. They find themselves sort of surrounded by red players here. Big air shot. Seagull gets lunged skywards. He's still alive there at 9 HP. Uber comes in here from Alpha and Smacker, but they are the only 2 left alive. Alpha can't reach him with that life-saving invulnerability, and Smacker will go down. It would have been pretty grim for them anyway. He was empty, and I doubt he could have picked up all those frags there, but either way, he did get dropped right there by Alpha. Just a tiny bit.
Very head-scratching plays coming in from Lost in Translation. Like you said, got a little bit too ahead of themselves, going for as much territory as possible, got too disjointed, and the combo was one place, the scouts were another, and the Demo Man was nowhere to be seen in the fight. Put a lot of damage onto the medic, didn't clean up on it, and then got caught fighting too many fights at once. So you can see Mixup now with the Uber in their hands are going to pop it on middle and have recap middle, and they are on the hunt. They see Blue retreating, and they are after them. They have the man advantage. Badonsky very hurt at 20 HP. He's going to go down. Right now we have Alpha left alone. He's trying to run out. He's very hurt. He's at 39 HP. There is a scout on him. He's got the needles out at 42 HP. Runs into a soldier in his lower lobby, and it is crumbling now for the blue team. Only Decimate left alive. Seagull with 4 HP is going to jump up to the spire like a man and cap it.
Poor guy Alpha, you know, he sees all his friends, his buddies dying all around him, then walks into a Seagull with a rocket launcher in the lobby. That was heartbreaking for me to watch right there, but Mixup going to continue to create and maintain the man advantage here as they push in and get more and more frags. Oh! Was that a melee kill there I saw? No, there's nothing in the kill feed. What's going on? I thought that was a pain trade frag, but that will be the final 5th cap there.
Yeah, and a convincing win for Mixup, who have shown they are the much better team. You know, I asked for predictions earlier on in our little break, in our music break, and we had a lot of people, including myself, predicting some rounds, some serious rounds for Lost in Translation. Some predictions of 5-3, 5-4, allowing Lost in Translation to have some rounds there. But no, they are not going to get a single round. Mixup are just too strong. And you know, we had earlier in the season, after the ESEA official season, we had a little bit of a tournament hosted by TFTV and Zowie, and Mixup were the champions of that tournament. Not the favorites to win, but they were able to trump it and every other team. So they are definitely flying high off of that, coming in strong in this tournament, taking down the 2nd seed with greater efficiency and dominance than it took down the 4th seed. So Mixup looking strong right off the bat.
Yeah, you want to talk about stats in this game? I'm just going straight to the damage, my go-to number. Platinum sitting there pumping out 384 per minute. Nobody on the Lost in Translation side even managed to get above 290. Smacker was up there with 287, but really a lot of 300 plus damage outputs here on the classic Mixup side. Really outclassed. The scoreline tells it all, really. Hard to single out anyone for praise. It just seemed like a real solid performance. One thing I did notice though, like on a few medals whenever Lost in Translation had more success, that their scouts were given a lot of freedom. Like it was Decimate and Sezco who seemed to be creating those less predictable middles. I wonder be given the same free reign on the 2nd map.
Yeah, and of course, Mixup, the stronger team, is going to fare better on a classic map like Badlands. And we'll see where we take it for the 2nd map. See if Lost in Translation can fare just a little bit better on that one. But, I mean, when you're all the way at the bottom, there's only one place to go, right? And they certainly have that to look forward to.
Yeah, you know, in the previous game we saw We Love Anime come out strong in the 1st round. Well, you didn't see it, buddy, because you didn't even know there was a 2nd map.
True.
Worst caster ever. But maybe that will be in effect here for Lost in Translation. Can they get themselves hyped up in this inter-map break? I'm not saying they're going to win it, but maybe they can get a round on the board. That would be my goal right now, man. Taking it one round at a time. We can get one. We can get one.
I like your optimism. And speaking of worst casters ever, if you're wondering where Seabear and Ruin are, they're not here. They're still trying to figure out how to install their game and join a server. It's been a while since either of them have done that, so I'm sure they're reading the tutorials on how to exactly play and cast TF2. But in the meantime, don't fret, because you have Admirable, who is by far the better caster, and myself, Bloodsire, giving you all of the action. Of course, we are casting the ESEA LAN playoff tournament. The 4 teams, the very best 4 teams from North America, are seated in person at Dallas with their monitors turned on and their mice plugged in. They are clicking away, trying to find out who, in the end, is going to take away that $14,000, ladies and gentlemen, $14,000 in prize money along with that trophy. And we all know how much these teams love that trophy. And we are fighting it out, seeing which of these teams are going to get that prize in the end. Right now, you are watching the 2nd seed, that is Mixup, take on the 3rd seed, Lost in Translation. And the first map of that matchup went to Mixup.
Mixup, in my mind anyway, as the European scrub, they seem to be, like we talked about the professionalism of it. Mixup sort of lacked that a little bit, comparatively speaking. I know during the season there was all that stuff about them off-classing and using the huntsman and blah blah blah. They lost a map in their last game, or lost one of their last games as well. Do you think they're going to be super focused here? Are they playing like to the best of their potential, or do they still have that sort of attitude where they know they only have to do so much to make it to the final and then they can step it up and concentrate?
Ooh, I mean, I don't want to cop out, but I think it's a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. Of course, Mixup, they always have it turned on, and they're ready to play and put their best foot forward. But it just seems to be when it comes to those serious matches, the matches that are on the line, they take it to an even higher level and they step it up. They turn it on just a little bit more. In terms of what map we're going to, we do see, it looks like that we have Lost in Translation. The way this works is each team gets to ban a map, and I believe the loser of the match gets to pick from a pool after that. So we had Lost in Translation, they banned Viaduct, Mixup banned Coal Plant, in the end Lost in Translation picked Gullywash. So thankfully Seabear is not here to scorch our ears with that bastardization of the word Gullywash, but we will be going to Gullywash, and the two teams will fight it out there.
I'll have to try and crowbar some overly long milking analogies in here too, just to complete the Seabear casting impersonation. But I am furiously refreshing the match page here to see if we can get some STV info up, or even, oh yeah, there is the confirmation of Gullywash. I'm excited to see this. What exactly can I expect? I know it can be a very slow-paced map at times whenever you're playing between 2 and 3, because you've only got those 2 entry points. You've got Big Door, as we call it anyway, in Europe, and you've got the choke point. Are we going to see a lot of that? Are we going to go back to the quick fix days whenever we saw the longest rounds ever on Gullywash?
Well, thankfully,
without the quick fix.
Thankfully we won't have to suffer through the quick fix bonanza again. But I would say for Lost in Translation, Gullywash is one of their better maps. Earlier on in the season, we saw them play pretty respectively against it on the map. They stole a few rounds from it. They played pretty strong. Mela was a major factor in that match, so I would pay attention for his roaming plays on middle and on the flanks. Of course, we need Lost in Translation scouts to pick it up. Decimate and Sesko. Decimate did play pretty well, but we definitely want to see them have the dominating performances that they had during the regular season if they want any chance of winning here. I am also refreshing the page looking for the info. Do we have it yet? Not
yet. I mean, are you? Would you reckon that the scouts on Lost in Translation are they the guys that are supposed to be doing the heavy lifting here? Are they what has brought them up to that third place?
Yeah, I mean, when you get to such a high level of TF2, it really is a team effort. But with a team like Lost in Translation, I would put emphasis on the scouts. With a star next to Mela's name, the roamer, he sort of gets the ball moving. Is a very smart, and intelligent, and creative roamer. As I am getting
what's
the
that
info.
Mela 5 for 19 in the last map? Yeah, that guy with 5 points.
Yeah, so he needs to step it up. But hey, 5 and 19, and they go 5-0. So things weren't working out for him, and things weren't working out for Lost in Translation. And the scouts really feed off of that. Once they obviously, classic TF2, your roamer bombs in, does a whole lot of damage. Your scouts clean it up. And I would also put some emphasis on Badonsky, who's really stepped into the Demoman role, puts out a lot of damage, has very good aim, a very good all-class all around. So they definitely need those 4 players firing on all cylinders if they have any hope of taking out what might just be the favorites to win the entire LAN.
One thing I love about Gullywash